pasteurized human milk, just pasteurization. Okay, so this RTF is exactly like the ADM, but for the fortifiers, the viscosity is like almost like honey, so it is viscous, and this is the reason we put the ADM on the top of the fortifier. So for example, here 2080, we have 20, we finalize the thawing, then we will add 80 ml on the top of it, then very gentle swirling, no shaking at all. If the ADM is not enough, so we'll use 10 ml, contains the same content of 20, but mix it with 40 if you don't have enough EPM. So now 40 ml will be okay, then 40.
So always the total is 50.
The total is 100. If we don't have enough, we will reduce to 50%, which will be 50 ml, but with the same content of the 100. If we don't have enough EPM.
No, so let's start with the first one, the usual. This is 100.
2080. It's 100 ml.
2080.
20 fortifier, 80 the EPM.
For the concentrated?
For the concentrated, it will be 50%, 10 40. 10 40.
10 40.
Plus 6, 30 70. 30 fortifier, we will add 70.
Oh, I see.
We don't have
Okay.
70 ml. So we will use 10, 15, 35. 50%. 15 instead of 30, 15 instead of 70, 35. This 50 includes the same nutritional content.
So the 420, 180 and 1050, the 6 is 30 70. And the other one, sorry, how much?
And this one will be 15, 30% of 30, 70.
So 15,
35.
50. Okay, the 10 and the 8.
And then plus 8, 40, 60. 40, 45, we add 60 ml.
Okay, 40, 60. And the 10?
Plus 10, 50, 50.
50, 50.
The bottle includes 50,
okay.
45, we will add 50 EPM.
The HM and PL is not available.
It's not available here. The CR is caloric fortifier. We have the calculation, and we'll discuss the calculation on Tuesday.
So the CR is the fat actually, like MCT.
The fat MCT.
And PL is the used for minimal enteral feeding.
Minimal enteral feeding, just in case.
And the ready to feed is 28, 26 and 24.
Exactly. And the
Please
only
organize
24,
them so I can take pictures.
24 we have two volumes, as we said, minimal enteral feeding or asymptomatic hypoglycemia, or if the volume each 48 hours is like, for example, in case of the private was like 40 ml, 50 ml. So every 2 days, we will waste half bottle. So it's better to use a smaller one for efficiency and for the cost as well.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
After mixing not RTF, other thing, if you are mixing
The
with
41st.
41st mixing with milk now, if we 5 ml is remaining, we can keep in the fridge.
Yeah.
Just mix the thing that we mix with the milk.
You mixing with, I mean, like here, for example, you have 20 ml. You will add 80 ml, so you will have 100. Then we will start to give your.
It's written on it, right?
Yes, and the
I'm giving only 80 ml to the baby. Remaining 20 ml is there. That
10.
20 ml I can keep it in the fridge and I can use next week.
No, just we have now 100 ml. For example, how many ml per aliquot you are giving per feed? After mixing,
I
you
see,
have
I
100
see.
ml.
I see, it's written on it.
So
It's written
you
everywhere.
are giving
do not
20
mix with
ml.
human milk.
Yeah,
Just
so,
directly
yeah.
Six
this
six
is
hours.
only
So this one 28. Oh, okay,
So it will
everything
be
is written.
120 per day. Okay. The
And this
second
one
day
is
you
40.
use 80
Mix
ml.
with 40.
10
And
40.
before 4 hours from the remaining.
And this
of the
is
80
no,
ml,
this is
you
regular.
mix it,
No,
another
it's
one.
indirect.
Got it now? Let's say again. We
I will
have
tell 10
It's written on it.
each bottle includes.
It's bottle and
each
it's-
bottle
Sir,
includes.
what she's asking
So let's
is
use
if you're
this
mixing with
plate.
EDM,
If it's
there is
30
one
ml
rule that
fortifier,
EDM should not be
we added
used for 1 and
70
2
ml.
hours.
It becomes
Okay.
100
Okay,
ml.
if you are
How
mixing
many
and making like
feet?
Okay,
35,
100 ml we got.
50
I,
ml.
my baby, I
Don't
can
mix.
give 80 ml.
Don't mix.
Per
Only
day,
Only we
80
will
ml I
take
want to give.
only that
per
needed.
day or
Priya.
No, per feed.
That's
Don't
the
mix.
point. Only
Give the APM and then give this. Don't mix it.
We are telling to mixing and
This
No, this one, no, don't mix. Ready to feed, don't mix.
Not ready to feed.
Is
I
she
am
asking
asking
about the
for
fortifier?
sponsor. This
Not
for
very
Can we take only the required amount and mix with just half of concentration? Like if you are
The mixing,
telling
it should be done, or the bottle should be mixed at 100 ml. The same mixing ratio should not be changed because it will affect the minerals.
that I am
Will affect the
asking. I
minutes,
want
yeah.
to give 80 ml only milk.
Okay, per day.
Not per feed.
Per
One
feed.
feed I want to give
Okay,
80.
you give 80 ml, remaining is 20 ml. Yeah, you can use the 20 ml with 60 ml from the other bottle. Yes?
you can use it
Yeah.
up to 48 hours.
Up to 40 hours. The most important thing is you don't exceed the 48 hours or 44 hours after the thawing finished. Okay? For example, your day 300 ml per day.
Okay.
Okay, Priya? Okay, for example, you give 300 ml per day, so we'll use 3 bottles from this. Okay, no problem at all. Before the last bottle, just 4 hours before finishing the last aliquot or last feed, you have to start to thaw another one to be used instead. And that's it. So just put in your consideration when you use a new bottle that you have like 4 or 5 hours to finalize the thawing
Not
process
easy.
before the use.
Yeah, I'm thinking about if we are mixing with EBM, only
Yeah.
let's think we have only 100 ml of EBM.
Yeah,
We have to use the all day.
yeah.
If we mix, can we?
So only mix before the feed.
But we are not using this 100 ml at a time, na sir. We are dividing and feeding.
Oh, I see.
Every second
So how
hourly we are
can,
feeding.
after mixing with EBM, can we store for
We will
like
take an example for
how long we can?
for
With the human milk.
Yes.
yeah.
Well,
we
he can find out and tell us. So
Okay.
after
we
mixing
will
with
take example.
EBM,
We have one baby.
how long it takes?
We are
Because the
giving
EBM
31
we wait for 2 hours, right?
Yes, 2
We are
hours.
giving 31 ml milk every second hourly. Every 2 hourly we are giving 30
We need to ask an expert on
Okay,
that. huh?
30 ml.
30 ml every 2 hours.
We need to
Every
ask an
milk.
expert on that. Like how long it takes. 48 hours if it's alone. 2 hours if it's EPM. If it's mixed together, how long it stay?
It's basically going to end up being breast milk on breast milk. So it all depends on the shelf life of the fortifier itself. Once you start the thawing process, you can use it for 48 hours.
You got that.
Regardless of what your process is. So, if you want to wait for the thawing 3 to 4 hours, that's
No, no, no. After thawing,
Yeah, then mix it with
we
EBM.
we mix with EPM. For how long we can stay? Still 48 hours?
No, once you started the thawing process, that's 48 hours it started.
But we wait
Yeah,
for
so you
EPM or 2 hours.
You deduct the,
That's the question.
Yeah, you deduct the thawing time.
No, we got that point. We got that point. The question is, we wait for EBM for 2 hours,
Yeah.
and we wait for Prolacta 48 hours. How long we wait if we mix them together?
Mohammed, they're in the fridge. You can use them all up to 48 hours, even when they are mixed.
So we can mix while they are in the fridge? Is that your point?
So just that once we have this one, we have to thaw it first.
Yeah. Did you understand their question?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
After the thawing process, 44 hours.
Yeah, we got that.
Yeah, that I got.
That's
Already-
ABM 2 hours. We got
We
that.
thought- we
but
thought
if we mix
already.
them there, we thought already, and then we mix it with the EBM.
Yeah.
How long we can wait? Same 48 hours or less?
24 hours.
24 hours.
24 hours.
So he's saying that the shelf life of the breast milk itself, for them to be able to use it.
2 hours.
Because
we-
HMF we are using 8 hours after mixing with the milk.
Yeah.
If we are taking 150 ml milk, then we mix HMF, then we want to give 50 like that.
We
want
just
to give
know
to
the
baby.
avoid
We will
infection.
keep in the fridge for 8 hours, so 50. Third hourly feed means 8 hours we can use. Like that we can mix this bottle into the milk and we can keep in the fridge and we can use that, I'm asking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you're mixing, it will be the same. We keep it from 2 to 8 in the normal fridge. It will take 44 hours. After mixing, it will be yes. And after mixing is EPM. We add the EPM to this one. After thawing, then for example, let's say this 30 ml you thaw first, and
Yeah.
you put the EPM.
Uh-huh.
Okay. After mixing, you can keep it for 44 hours
Okay.
in the normal
So
fridge from
same.
2 to 8.
EBM mixing will not affect.
Will not affect.
Okay.
Okay. EBM mixing will not affect.
From 2 to 8 hours. I mean,
Yeah.
like 2 to 8 degrees in the normal fridge.
Okay.
44 hours.
Okay. Okay. So let's go to next.
Let's go to one and just look for the most important. Now the concept called Hemavant, apart from the product, we said, Mr. Talbot, Hemavant is the name outside North America, US and Canada, this product. The concept they call 100% human milk or exclusive human milk diet when all the baby inside the NICU, fats, carbs, and proteins from human milk. So what
Okay.
we use this, either EBM or a product coming from EBM. If we use anything, it's not human milk, it will not be exclusive human milk diet, which is a new concept.
Okay.
All the recommendation is to have NICU cow milk free. It should not be used at all. I mean, this is the ultimate objective. We cannot do it on the spot, but this is the ultimate objective is baby inside the NICU should get the new concept of exclusive human milk diet, either his mom EBM or Hemavant, which is pasteurized human milk. A product coming from human milk is just pasteurized and freeze.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. This is the concept of food. All the pasteurization process done according to the FDA regulation. And if we can, so what is destroyed inside the pasteurization? just some minerals and he added. So maybe you can say it is 99% because just very minimal added to the human milk. The vitamins should be added in separate, and this is the treatment protocol because the pasteurization of vitamins will make a problem and adding with one will make a problem.
So the vitamins is the same like ABM.
Exactly, the same.
Yeah,
Added like ABM, but it's not recommended to be added because it will make a problem even before pasteurization or even after mixing with pasteurization.
Okay.
So it should be separate. The good thing destroyed here as well is stem cells, and this is one regarding the kinship and all the challenge doctor or parents counsel. This is the religious part of this. Any bottle from here, this mom qualified after giving the sufficient EBM to her baby. So definitely the donated amount will not be huge, it will be small amounts. So to make a batch in the factory, need at least 150 mom. So this bottle coming from 150 mom inside the large batch. So if we can divide any amount, the baby will get it from the admission to the discharge. Divided by 150 mom, it will maximum be 1 full feed or 2 full feed, which is away from the 3 or 5, the ratio of the kinship.
Yeah,
This is regarding the number 1, which is
yeah,
the
I know that. Yeah.
Number 2, we don't, what is the know-how of the kinship? Number 1, maybe from the volume, it will never exceed 1 or 2 full feet, so away from 3 or 5. Second, maybe from the genes. The stem cells and genes destroyed 100% during pasteurization and during freezing. So there is no stem cells.
So it's processed.
The third one, exactly. The third one is maybe from the physical action, because of the religious part of this physical action, so this mom becomes his mom because of the physical action. Because this baby, there is no physical action. So these 3 factors, when we convince parents, which is very important, there is no physical action, there is no gene, the volume will never exceed 1 or 2 full feet, so there is no any risk of kinship. This is the main concern of many parents. We receive, this is not allowed. All their religious parts, and when we ask normal people, they give him about the term. About the term, if he gets a normal one, another nursing or a good nurse, he should calculate and put the name of the mom, but this is in normal conditions, not in a very critical condition. With the Sharia and مقاصد الشريعة إزالة الضرر أمر واجب. لازم الضرر يزال فورا. فكل الفاكتورز كلها احنا بنستخدمها في حالة البيشنت كونسلنج تو سبورت بيبيز في حالة البريماتيور بيبي ما عندوش كل اللاكجري دي كلها للنورمال تيرم. And why there is no any risk في الجزئية بتاعت الكاتشب.
Okay.
Moving forward. This is the standard of operation procedure of the human. So the first of all, they make medical review. So a donor, they will ask her pediatric doctor, gynecologist or dietitian from her hospital for medically eligible criteria. Once their doctor, she said she has EPM, she has enough for her baby and she has extra to donate. It will be qualified. They will do for her DNA testing عشان يعملوا genetic matching. Means like they will put the genetic code inside the factory. Once they receive each sample, it make automatic verification and go this sample for this mom, from this mom. For the mom herself, they will do this testing. HIV1 and 2, HTLV1 and 2, HPV and HCV and syphilis. To secure that the mom there is no any infection or any risk for her production. Moving forward, definitely this DNA sample with DNA matching, once they receive each sample, automatically verified because of the genetic code. After that, the milk shipment, they provide each donor with storage bags, freezer bricks, insulated coolers, and night shifting FedEx label. So every time she has she keeps her milk, at night she receives a label every day, whatever according to the schedule timing agreed with FedEx, and to ship to the factory at night to avoid any effect on sunbeams on the sun. It should be in night shift. Then raw milk itself. This is happening to each sample, and this justifies why the price is not cheap, it's not expensive, it is relatively cost effective. For each sample they do again HIV1 and 2, HTLV1 and 2, HPV, CV, Zika virus, TB, and Mycobacterium tuberculosis. For each donated sample, which is definitely give a very high cost. Then pasteurization.
التريبونيما فاليدا صح؟
Mycobacterium tuberculosis.
اه
and Tribuna pallidinus. Then pasteurization according to FDA, filling, final product testing, labeling and packaging according to these 4 forms, and then quality review. And as I said, shipping, it will be in insulated coolers, dry ice. This shipping from our house, for example, is here to the pharmacy. But shipping from California to here with beta loggers, with electronic curve. So we are here on our computer in the warehouse. We see the shipment all over the way. If it is went down minus 20, it will be destroyed. So that we are securing that it arrived from California to Dubai minus 20 for the qualifications. The protocols we will be discussed, and we discussed the protocols in a separate.
Yeah.
But first, I'm gonna go further. As you said, the towing. Those, doctor, the Nidala or Amida, this is the milk warmers.
Mm-hmm.
The most
Okay. I used it before, this one.
the recommended milk warmers.
Liquid to liquid warming.
Yeah.
Either one.
This liquid
Either Nidala or.
we warm up like that, huh?
Sorry, what's the question, Salu?
This warming up, I am not confident in this.
Wh-
Because
wh-
now we are having that jelly warmer, fluid warmer we are having.
Which one you have?
I don't know model. There's one model.
Maybe you can see the warmer with them,
Okay.
and then we can figure out the process. Okay, Farah?
Yeah, definitely.
So you can see the warmer with her. Okay?
You do
Um,
have one.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm videotaping, huh? I'm videotaping.
I'll check it.
Yes.
Yeah, check with them and see.
Yes, yes.
Check with them and see how this will work.
So this neck band should be removed totally. You should not keep anything here. And this is
Okay.
This is the right way. You should not keep anything to avoid any contamination.
Okay.
So this neck band should be removed totally when you use it.
Should be removed before
Yeah, well, once we start, once we
thawing. You removed it.
exactly after the
Okay.
thawing, and we start to mix.
So this is before or after thawing the remover?
The removal, once the thawing finished, and we will start to open the bottle, and we add with
Okay.
the mix.
So after thawing.
After thawing, remove it and remove
Yes,
it totally.
okay.
You avoid anything to
Okay.
avoid.
Okay.
The neck band should be removed 100%.
Okay. So this one, the cover should be removed after thawing.
Again, the portfolio, as I said earlier, +4, +6,
Plus 7.
+8, +10.
2 concentration each.
Here 2 concentrations, the +8 and +10 does not.
Well, only one concentration. 10.
And I said 48 hours after the thawing process.
Okay.
One of the
8
most
and 10
important
has
thing is
only one
human
concentration. 4 and 6, 2
oligosaccharides.
concentration.
The
Okay.
human milk oligosaccharides available only in the EPM or any product coming from the EPM. The human milk oligosaccharides is the natural one because we have some artificial products they say and they claim they have HMOs, and this is true, but they have like 1 or 2 or 3 types of HMOs. The human milk, the EPM, has like 30 to 40 types of the HMOs. But the only thing that's much better than EPM is the standard and much better than any product, the express treatment. But the only thing here is much better in Hemavant than the EPM is the number of HMOs, because this coming from 150 ml. So the Hemavant includes more than 200 types of HMOs, human milk oligosaccharides, and this supports significantly in the process of the growth. For example, the cholesterol, the highest concentration of the cholesterol is the HMOs, to give the support of the GIT to start in the very beginning. Then after that, it reduces the quantity of the HMOs gradually until we reach the term milk. So Hemavant, especially the cream, has a large number of HMOs, and this supports significantly the baby.
So we will start with this one. For initial, it's the best Hemavant. For
Yeah.
beginning, this is the best.
This is the MEF.
Yes.
Amia,
This is the MEF.
or single dose of symptomatic hypoglycemia, or for example, if you calculate the 48 hours, you find we need to give 50 ml, 60 ml. So it's better to use 6 bottles from this one instead of wasting 40 ml from the one.
Okay.
So let's see the content. +4 will give 82 kilocalorie, 2.5 grams, then 100 ml after mixing, or 50 ml. So the same, but because here we just isolate the same content 20, 10. So when you make it 10, 40 or 20, 100, 20, 80, sorry, 20, 80, 40, it's the same content. It will
Okay.
give the same content. 82 or 25, but this gives you the luxury of, if you don't have enough EPM, mix with 10 ml. It will give you the same content of the protein and fat.
Okay.
Then +6, 90 kilocalorie and 2.9 protein per 100 ml. The same calculation we have it in both, either per 100 ml or per fluid ounce. And definitely essential minerals, just only the added minerals is sodium, potassium, chloride, calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, copper, and zinc. This is the only added thing to the product. So let's say, frankly speaking, it is 99% human milk, just added a few minerals that was destroyed during semester. So, and this +8 will give 98 kilocalorie and 3.4 gram protein.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 10, 50, 50.
Will be 1-1.
105 kilocalories, 3.8 gram. Then moving forward to mixing. This one will give you soon under production now stickers, so you can keep it with each nurse in the mixing room. This is the mixing ratios and the content as well.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely will be Humavant, that we said it just from US slides. So Humavant or Prolact, it will be your copy. It will be Humavant, 82 plus 4, 82.5, 92.9, 98 3.4, 105 3.8.
Okay.
The mixing ratios, and definitely the this is another transition slide we will give it as a sticker. So it will be, we'll give you some copies. Farah will provide it soon. So you have with each nurse we have the mixing guide and the transition.
Okay.
So like we said, the grain is 10 ml. Each 1 ml contains 2.5 or 2.6 kilocalorie per ml. So the bottle 10 ml include 26 kilocalorie per 10 ml. Because each 1 ml contains 2.6. This is very important in case of the small for gestational age, any challenge in the growth after 1 week or 2 weeks.
All our babies on fat.
Exactly.
Yeah, if they don't grow, I add fat and protein. So all our baby now on MCT. So it depends on, some of them are on 1 mil, others are 6 mils, 4 mils. So I go up and down until I see a steady trend of growth.
Exactly.
And always my target is to achieve birth weight by day 7. Sometimes if a baby is sick and I'm struggling, day 14. And I will be very upset if I don't achieve the birth weight by day 21. So that would be my target when. So all the babies, but I think the MCT give more calories on this, right? The MCT will give
in some options, but as I said,
1 mil 9 calories. It's very concentrated. But the problem is when you go up, you start to see the fat coming out of the anus. So it's the same like when you use it for chronic constipation in children when you give fat to make it like loose stool in constipation. Yeah, that's the. So usually when I exceed 2 mil every 4 hours, it starts to appear from that. So I have to back off. Yeah.
But the good thing that as you know for emphysema and second is the number of HMOs is huge. So it's definitely much better.
Anyhow, it contains 2.5 kilocal per mil. Yeah, so.
As you said, no shaking is not allowed at all. And this is the protocol, doctor. Sorry, the mixing ratios again, the CR.
Of the CR.
The CR. We can have either, we need 2 kilocalorie at the total after mixing. So 2 options, either to add 4 ml or 8 ml.
Uh-huh.
This is the way of calculation.
Yeah.
Or in this way, we will add 4 ml on the top of the 100.
You provided me with copy of this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to do it as a presentation. Like a real presentation, not like a PDF file.
Okay.
And maybe I can present it somewhere.
Yeah, we do have the presentation set up without being, I mean, like the
Yeah, well, I want to add my thing, my touch,
yeah,
my
for sure.
science, my to not being like advertising to your product, but
Got it.
for optimal growth.
For sure.
Yeah, because I do online nutrition course, feeding and nutrition course. I have a group now of 20 doctors. So I want to add this to it's 12 presentations, 12 sessions about feeding and complications and nutrition. Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Provide, Doctor, the original PowerPoint and you can modify it as
Yeah.
And this here, if we can do calculation according to the number of calories increase,
Mm-hmm.
or the other way is to calculate the kg per day during the desired increase in calories. There are 4 types of calculation.
Mm-hmm.
The majority is we can almost reach like it will be 2 kilocalorie or 4 kilocalorie or 4 ml.
Okay.
8 ml.
Okay.
But again, it is variable process, whatever the 4 types of calculation, or definitely your experience logically is how you
Yeah.
link this with the
growth.
velocity, which is very important,
Yeah.
or the failure to thrive case, which is even cases after the decision.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever this, it is your decision with the recommended ways of calculation. But for example, Melinda Elliott, the chief medical officer, she said all these recommendations from the 4 different ways of calculation, but definitely the manager of this way, or what calories you need, depends on your decision regarding the case and the gross velocity and what is your objective. So this first will manage what will be the calculation weight and what exactly, how many ml we will need. You will need 2 portions for.
تمام.
And this is the RTF here in UAE. Then the RTF, consecutively 24, 26, 28,
Okay.
82, 89, 97 kilocalories
Calorie per 100 ml.
per 100 ml.
Yeah.
And again, throwing within 40. Here we have 3 scenarios, and this any one of them could happen. So the mom at the beginning, she has milk or colostrum and EPM. If they have an EPM insufficient, so you will use the fortification on the top of the EPM, and this is the primary recommendation because EPM is a golden standard. So we should use the EPM, and then we fortify. In
45.
case we don't have EPM, so the ready to feed is the best option. We can use the ready to feed, and to go further, 24, 26, 28. according
Depending
to
on the
guideline
need.
and according to
Need.
the requirement for the baby. But if one of the cases that the EPM is available but insufficient, for example, we need 100 ml, we have 50. So we can make it alternatively feeding with both of them, with fortifier and RTF. Means like the 50% amount, for example, of the EPM, or whatever the percent, we will fortify it and we give it half of the doses and alternatively with the RTF. So in this case, the EPM is insufficient. It is available but insufficient. So in this way, both of them will use it. And this happened in case of Latifa Hospital. So we use 4 aliquots or C or whatever 3 or 4 feeds, EPM plus fortification, and the other 4 RTF alternatively. 1 RTF, 1 EPM plus fortified, 1 RTF, 1 EPM plus fortified. So this
Okay.
scenario could be. We will find all the claim in there, as you said, Dr. Yahya. It is your decision and according to the
Yeah,
philosophy.
okay.
So this is the This is Texas Children Guidelines, and this is available in all the protocols that we share. We share Texas alone, and this included the Latifa Hospital as well, and it is your decision finally to develop the NICU protocol for you. And we do believe this will be very effective and efficient with dealing with insurance and payers. Because
Okay.
the NICU have a specific procedure,
Okay.
specific pathway of the executing
Okay.
the practice.
Okay.
On the top of what we do in the market access, this will support a lot of that. The guidelines according to QualityScore and STGAN. So you can see according to the daily volume per kg per day and what each product will give. So the green one is the gold lower than 1000, and the yellow one is the gold from 1000 to 1800. So according to the daily volume per kg per day, you can check
Okay.
what gold you want. So you can check what product will support you. As we said, minerals and vitamins, it is added according to the guideline. Vitamins as well. Vitamins and iron.
So vitamins and mineral exactly like human milk.
Exactly, there is no, according to the guidelines of the NICU, we added some considered in ferrous iron and ferrous. And finally, this is a transition slide. So we need, like, let's say the last day of the Hema milk, it is Hemavant or Prolact, whatever it is, Hemavant for 8 feeds. Once we start, we need like 3 days actually for the transition, which is we will start if we give cow milk formula or both discharge formula, and even sometimes we do the recommendation to be discharged for 8 days if needed, even Hemavant.
So what I do is normally without this, with EBM or donor breast milk normal, 25, 25, 25, 25. So first day is 25 formula, 75 of this. Next is 50, 50, then 75, 25, then full.
It is the same though.
That's what I do
It
is.
is the same but in 8 aliquots. And for example, if we add here, it is 8 aliquots, we add.
Yeah, let's make it more easy for them to understand, right?
It is almost the same.
Yeah.
It is almost the same because, for example, if we have here 8 aliquots, so it is 80, I mean, like 25% because we are 2 out of 8, so it is 25%. Then
Yeah.
one alternatively formula, Hemavant, 4 and 4, so it's 50-50. Then 6 formula and 2 Hemavant, so it's 75-25.
Yeah.
It's the same but divided on 8 aliquots. Right?
Yeah,
So it is the same.
got it, yeah.
We use here post discharge formula because we do have some recommendation, even Hemavant to be in the discharge. is just in case we need RTF if the mom has no ATM or
Mhm.
baby was not in the ICU
Okay.
or she need a crate. So
Okay.
we changed this in UE to be post discharge formula instead of cow milk based formula.
Mhm.
It just is to give us the
It
flexibility.
depends. It depends on the growth.
Yeah, either cow milk formula or
Yeah.
still Humavant could be dispensed.
I sometimes
If
use
there is
post
any-
discharge formula. Sometimes I use like normal formula. It depends on the like
Exactly.
a term formula. It depends on the baby growth and performance.
This preference, the curriculum we said like post discharge formula is more generalized
Yeah.
to give whatever your option, even if it is even Humavant for a few days, because there is a medical recommendation. We are working on a guideline for the discharge, and I believe this will be ready soon. I will share
Inshallah.
with you, Dr. Baby, like within 2 weeks.
Inshallah.
So there is recommendation for even like the first 8 days after the discharge with Relact or Humavant RTF24 and the crib. So
Okay.
this both of them could be used even if the baby is outside the ICU, in the room, or even outpatient if the mom all of a sudden has no milk. Especially the risk of complications up to 39, 40 weeks, as the neurodevelopment is still up to the 44 weeks. So it's better in this time, I would just recommend from the baby friendly and from our initiative, which is free for cow milk free NICUs in UE, that this could be used if the baby is still for gestation age, small for gestation age, or if the mom has all of a sudden lack of EBM or insufficient EBM in the first 8 days. The claim is a claim, it is your decision according to the group. So you could always indicate it if there is a reason behind the application. And the RTF24 is the mom. The challenge of actually another initiative in UE as well was the Society of Natural Breastfeeding Supporters, especially in Sharjah, and Supreme Council of Family Affairs, which is the main challenge of breastfeeding course, 6 months up to 2 years, is a very few days of the mom, maybe she is not able to pump, or she's still learning the pumping process. This usually takes like from 1 to 4 days. All our initiatives to bridge this amount for 1 to 4 days with RTF, which is 45 human milk, which is much better than human milk because the EBM in such cases of this month will be lower than 20 kilocalories per fluid ounce. Usually it will be 17, 18, 19. So 45 human milk will be much better because it will compensate the lack of the protein or the lower like 1 or 2 per fluid ounce. And it will give this mom the luxury to go for the breastfeeding and not to make it very easy to do immediate weaning, which is very critical for the neurodevelopment or for the IQ. There is a law supporting this as well. So there is another recommendation and guidelines working for the discharge to use RTF few bottles, cream very few bottles, so it'll be like the cost will not be too much at all. Just will be very few bottles to support the moms to go for the natural test. All the portfolio used in the ICU, all the portfolio could be, the RTF and those two could be used in the in-room because it's very simple. For example, if you have mom normally in the room and she has no milk up to 1 day, 1.5 day, we can use this instead of cow. Another recommendation, we recommend not to give any cow milk formula as if the baby inside the hospital, not discharged. Or 100% it is lower than 39 weeks, which is true. If the baby inside the hospital, it means he is lower than 39. He should not get, or he or she should not get any cow milk formula, and this is our ultimate objective. We are working until that. For sure, Dr. Did just a briefing. It will go for more practical part on Tuesday when you have Amy.
Inshallah.
And she's the dietitian, so she will use for the practicality, how to use the milk warmers, all this part.
Okay.
On Tuesday, she will
So work it
postpone
with
the-
Salu. How to work the session with them, the timing and the date.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just
Just
move
because
it.
of the nursing days.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
So
so-
we'll move it one day. We'll move it instead of tomorrow at 9 to Tuesday morning
Okay.
at 9.
Done, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.